What's up, guys? You know who it is, your boy JS7, and we back for another episode of the Inside Line, round 10. Clinton, let's just get into it. Last weekend, I know that people were stunned just like I was with Jet Lawrence and Chase Sexton off the podium, which allowed Hunter Lawrence to get his first victory. So tell me, what would the people who won last weekend with this stunning news?
Whoo, James, what a incredible race last weekend. A lot of pent up energy. Hunter Lawrence fans, the likely small percentage that choose him, would have taken home $136. Quite the payout for Hunter's first overall victory in Pro Motocross. Pretty impressive day for him, James. And on the podium side, Hunter Lawrence paid out just under $28. RJ Hampshire, first podium, James. He paid out just under $72, not too bad. And Eli Tomac, not surprising to see him on the podium, but maybe a little bit surprising for that first moto results. But he paid out $48. Relatively good day for Eli to be on the podium. James, Ironman delivered quite the punch.
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, whether it was a rule violation hitting the gates, to Chase Sexton going down, being out for this weekend. So moving forward, the way Chase rode that first motor, you were looking forward to him to continue that success. He would have stayed up. He would end up with the overall, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. We're going to another place here at Unadilla, which, look, I've had some great times. When you're talking about the total ends of the spectrum, I was either winning or knocked out. There's no in between. It was either one good moto or knocked out. Well, Unadilla is a whole different animal. I'm gonna get elected to the Unadilla Hall of Fame, which is awesome. The only races I remember was the lead, but yeah, going forward, you never know what you're gonna get. Either sometimes it's super rutted, really sticky, or you can have those slippery, just high speed. So it's gonna be good. I think the weather is gonna be pretty good, and considering how last weekend was at Ironman, I suspect things are probably normal out this weekend. So I'm looking forward to there. Of course, your boy's going to be there. So that being said, Clinton, let's get on that podium. What do we got? Or winner odds? Which one we got? Something. Winner, podium,
Yeah,
all of it. Just let us know.
James, winner odds. Here we go. Man, they shift a lot with Chase Sexton out, so we'll have to talk about that. But Jet Lawrence is the favorite. It's not surprising. He's been the favorite for every round this year. He's coming in at a minus 179, paying out $31.17. Hunter Lawrence plus 193, paying out $58. RJ Hampshire is a plus 537, paying out $127, just over. Eli Tomac plus 589, paying out $137. Justin Cooper a plus 1,000, paying out $231. And Ken Roxon, he's coming back for Unadilla, James. He's a plus 1,700, almost an 1,800, paying out $377. So Jet Lawrence, I mean, James, it seems like I don't want to say it's just his. Hunter won last week. There's some talented guys in this list. But with Chase Sexton out, he seemed like the guy that Jet had to worry about the most, James.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And, I always said when these guys, and especially Jet Lawrence, he'll ride different around Chase Sexton. And why? Is because what you saw, Chase Sexton was able to get that one Washougal race. He got the overall at Washougal, won that first moto. And then look, when Jet tried coming up that first moto here at Ironman, get off me. So you can see with Chase Sexton that confidence. And a lot of times when you got a guy like Chase and from Jet Lawrence, it seems like beating him kind of, stalemates the rest of the competition. You allow Chase in, then they all start believing. You knock him out, then things. But going into this weekend, I think Jet's really here, whether Chase was here or not. I think he wants to prove a point. I don't think the points that the gate hit around the world sat well with him. Even though he's happy that another Lawrence won and his brother, I think he wants to come out and serve notice. And what better way to serve it than go to 1-1 and then wrap up another championship. So I really like the way Jet Lawrence is probably going to approach this one. And definitely with Chase Sexton being out, he's by far the favorite to me.
Yeah, James, it makes sense to your point, and everybody needs this is really critical. He just needs 50 points this weekend to clinch that Pro Motocross title. So he's going to have the fire. And with Chase being out, he's now got the opportunity to get the number 2 seed for the Super Motocross World Championship Finals, James. So some double motivation maybe there for Jet Lawrence, as if he needed it after hitting that gate last week. So let's talk podium, James. Podium odds. Jet Lawrence minus 2,400, the clear favorite. Hunter Lawrence and RJ Hampshire round out the favorites for the podium. Hunter minus 577, paying out $23. RJ Hampshire minus 118, paying out 37. James, RJ Hampshire is favorite for being on the podium this week. That's a big change. And then Eli Tomac plus 133, paying out $46. Justin Cooper plus 221, paying out $64. And Ken Roczen plus 486 in his return for Pro Motocross, going to pay out $117. So, James, I think we got to talk RJ Hampshire. First time he's a favorite for the podium. He just got his first career podium last week in Ironman. He's been phenomenal in the second half of the season. He's been top 5 in 7 of the 9 motos. In the last 9 motos, he hadn't been top 5 in any of the first 9 motos. So the momentum is on his side right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. With better, what do you say? Better with age or whatnot. With time, RJ gets better. You got to remember also, he came in the season hurt. Really didn't know where he was going to be at on that 450 and coming off that injury. And he's gotten better on the motorcycle. They continue to work. Now he's got that confidence. And when you start looking at him, I know Eli, when Eli's firing, Eli's Eli, right? There's nobody really, there's only a guy, maybe 1 or 2 guys better than him in the world when Eli's on there. But I think he's probably just trying to get to the playoffs and last weekend, maybe not being 100% on the health. I look at RJ and I put them 2 up right now and I'd be like, RJ, I think the KTM the Husqvarna or KTM as well will work good on this racetrack, especially if it's kind of hard. So I like the RJ believing and being on the podium. Justin Cooper, I feel like ever since he went down at Millville, he hit the ground. He hit the ground. So just for him, hopefully wrapping up that number 1 seed going into the playoffs, I think he's going to get this thing going and then get into those 3 rounds and, do his thing. Hunter Lawrence, of course, coming off the victory, but RJ, sneaky peek, even Ken Roczen. I wouldn't be shocked to see Ken Roczen up there on the podium for a podium. The win, long shot, especially with Jet Lawrence, but on the podium, I can see the German chocolate coming up there and sprinkling a little chocolate dust on all these foods.
Hey, James, your point on Ken Roczen, like if people are looking for the sleeper pick here, Ken Roczen at Unadilla, 8 starts. He's gone in 3 of them. He's gone 1-1 for first overall. So clearly, like he's had some dominant performances. Now, in those other 5, he's not been on the podium at all. So an interesting dichotomy of like amazing here and then maybe not so much. But
does that sound familiar? That kind of sound familiar. It's either like here or like here, sleep. So maybe, like you said, sleeper pick. Maybe Ken Roczen gonna get woke this weekend. So We're gonna find out. Speaking of that, let's get into the head-to-heads. It's my favorite part. Let's get into who's going to get knocked out today. What do we got, Clinton?
This is only your favorite part now because you're kicking my butt.
I'm trying to keep you motivated for the season, getting you a few.
And folks, for reference, James in our head-to-head is now 4-4. I am 3-5 as of this last week. So I'm on a 5-round loss. So maybe you don't want to listen to what I got to say here, James. Here we go. Here's the rundown. Hunter Lawrence versus Jet Lawrence. Jet Lawrence, the favorite, no surprise, minus 248, paying out $28. Hunter Lawrence, a plus 178, paying out $55. Then we got the Justin Cooper versus RJ Hampshire head-to-head. This one I like, just as nice. Justin Cooper is his home race in New York, upstate New York. He's from Long Island, going up against RJ Hampshire. RJ Hampshire is the favorite, a minus 190. That would pay out just under $31. Justin Cooper at the plus 141 is going to pay out $48. And then the same one as last week that we talked a bunch about, Jorge Prado is a plus 120 versus Justin Barcia at a minus 160. So they're favoring Justin Barcia here, which is interesting because Prado beat him last week. But payout on Barcia, $32, and the payout on Prado is $44. James, what do you think? Like some interesting head-to-heads here this week.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, brother on brother crime, I'm going with Jet. Of course, Jet. Hunter Lawrence, he might be with that confidence. You never know, but I think the motivation with Jet, he wants to come back out and just serve notice to everyone, including the family member. So I'm leaning towards him. Justin Cooper and RJ, got to go with Dade City. Like I said, Justin Cooper hadn't been right since he hit the ground, which I don't blame him. I'm just happy that he's out here. So I'm leaning, RJ there. And when I'm looking at RJ and Justin Cooper, I'm going with RJ, Dade City, Florida. Justin Cooper, the way he hit that ground, I'm just happy he's out here. So even though it's a hometown, I think, again, he's just trying to get to the playoffs. And when you go with Justin Barcia versus Jorge Prada, it's Jorge. Like Jorge showed up, not Jorge with Silent J or not George. Jorge showed up. Last weekend I was on, again, the Barcia train. I thought he was going to relapse. As long as this weekend moving forward, as long as Jorge doesn't leave that inside open and Justin don't go for a front end, I'm leaning towards Jorge because I believe he found his Prada shoes. So you got to lean towards him, even though no disrespect, Justin, no disrespect. You've been riding good. Justin rode good last weekend. Jorge just rode better. So those are mine. What do you think, Clinton? Who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at these, James, the Jorge Prado one is interesting, right? They don't have him as the favorite. It's a good payout. If you go just off of last week, you'd say Jorge. So the hard part, again, just like Justin Cooper, Justin Barcia, this is also a home race for him. So it'll be interesting. That one's a tough one. But hey, our head-to-head, we get to pick. I'm going to take the easy one here, James. I'm going to take Jet Lawrence. Like it seems like the easy, and I'm just like sliding in, and I need a victory. And let's be clear, I do.
That is kind of what's happening, but that's okay. You
Yeah,
might as well just say I got Lawrence.
yeah, that would make it easy. Yeah,
Make it easy.
but I do think like this is one of those days where like he's got to clinch a championship. He's going to want to clinch that championship. I just think he's going to be there. So I'm gonna take Jet Lawrence in this one, James.
Cool story, bruh. Nobody cares because look, you choosing that one. I'm going. I'm gonna go out on line. I'm gonna go Prada shoes. Prada shoes. Look, I know his last name. Come on, Jorge. Going with him, even though Justin will probably ride really good here because Justin rode good last weekend and he's been actually trending up. But the reason I'm going with Jorge is because of what I heard him to say. What I heard him say after the race. He was actually positive about the bike. He said they actually made improvements and he's looking forward to this weekend moving forward. I haven't heard him say that at all this year. So because of those words, speaking by the number 70 on the Kawasaki, I'm leaning towards him, even though you leave that front end and you leave that inside open. I feel like a relapse is coming this weekend. But there you go, people. Clinton, you got a Lawrence. I got the shoes. And look, everybody else, you know what time it is. So good luck. Looking forward to this weekend. As always, things change, just like we got the Chase Sexton news. But play safe, have fun, and we'll see you next weekend.